In Pakistan, at least 100 people have died and more than 200 have been injured. This after a suicide bomber blew himself up inside a mosque packed with worshippers. This happened in the city of Peshawar. The mosque is located close to a police housing block, and there were over 300 people inside the mosque at the time when the blast occurred. The majority of people were police officers. Pakistan authorities have said an investigation is underway into how the attacker breached an elite security cordon and whether there was any insider help.
यहाँ पे जिस जगह पे हम खड़े हैं ये पुलिस लेन है। आप खुद भी मस्जिद तक जाना कितना मुश्किल है और उस बंदे का पुलिस लेन में आना और 3 यानी चेक पोस्टों को क्रॉस करना, और ये जगह ऐसी जगह है कि एक तरफ कोर कमांडर का घर है, एक तरफ गवर्नर हाउस है, दूसरी तरफ वजीर आला हाउस है। इतने बड़े सेंसिटिव एरिया में एक बंदे का आना कैसे मुमकिन हो सका और क्यों कराया, तो इसकी तहकीकात होनी चाहिए, इन्वेस्टिगेशन होनी चाहिए।
Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif travelled to Peshawar on Monday to visit those who were wounded in the suicide attack. Taking to Twitter, the Prime Minister said, and I quote, "Just returned from Peshawar, the sheer scale of the human tragedy is unimaginable. Scores of police officials were killed in the suicide bomb blast. This has further prompted the Pakistan government to put the country on high alert. The Pakistani police officers held a mass funeral for the victims." According to authorities, some policemen are still buried under the rubble of the mosque, and rescue operations for survivors are still underway.
इस हादसे में मेरा सिस्टर इनला भी फंसा हुआ है। मैं तो कहता हूँ ये मुसलमान का काम नहीं है, जिसने भी किया है ये अच्छा काम नहीं है जो हो रहे हैं। और मैं खुद भी पुलिस लाइन में मॉस्क में चला गया, वहाँ हालात देखे, जो छत है तकरीबन वो डैमेज हुई मुकम्मल तौर पे, लेकिन ज़मीन भी नहीं है। उसके नीचे तकरीबन काफ़ी लोग अब तक मौजूद हैं और हैं, जिंदा भी हैं, ज़्यादातर जिंदा हैं उसमें। और सिस्टर इनला मेरा अब तक उसमें लापता है, पता नहीं चल रहा है।
There have been conflicting accounts that have emerged regarding who exactly is behind the attack. The Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan, in a statement issued through its central media office, has distanced itself from being involved in the suicide attack. However, this is in contrast with another statement that was issued by 2 TTP members who claimed that the suicide blast was in fact part of a revenge attack for a former TTP commander, Omar Khalid Khorasani, who was killed in Afghanistan. For more on this story, we're now joined by our Pakistan Bureau Chief, Anas Maleka. Anas, 2 important questions there. Has the death toll now crossed 100? We are told more than 200 have been wounded. Also, these conflicting claims about exactly who is behind this attack. What more do we know?
I'll take the last question first, Neha. There are conflicting accounts, yes, but just to give you an explanation on how the TTP infrastructure is, the Muhammad group of the TTP that came forward and that had accepted the responsibility of the attack on the mosque in Peshawar. Now, the Muhammad group was is from the Muhammad agency, erstwhile FATA, and its leader was Omar Khalid Khorasani, who had been assassinated or killed in Afghanistan. They have been, for the past two years or so, they've been what we believe or what we call is on a solo flight. They do the attacks, they claim, and then the Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan is forced to claim or tap onto their claims as well and say, yes, it was a centrally authorized work that was done. Now, yesterday, it was a departure from the past. The centrally media cell, the central shura of the Tehreek-e-Taliban, they distanced themselves from the claim made by the Muhammad faction of the Tehreek-e-Taliban. So that shows that there is some sort of a disintegration or a conflict within the Tehreek-e-Taliban Taliban, the TTP as we say it, and that is now to light because the TTP centrally have not just denied or distanced themselves from the involvement in the attack, but they've also gone a step further and condemned any such acts of violence that have happened. That being said, the death toll has indeed crossed 100. Just a short while back, the spokesperson for the Lady Reading Hospital in Peshawar has confirmed that about 100 bodies have now been moved to the hospital since the attack took place. It was an ongoing process. 215 people were injured, out of which 53 are currently under treatment, and among those 53, 15 remain very critical. Now the rescue operations have been completed, so presumably there are no survivors and presumably there is no one under the debris anymore. That is the reason the mosque has been opened up. 25 hours it took for the rescue authorities, for the rescue operators to get done with the rescue operation, and now what they believe is that there is nobody under the rubble. Neha?
Well, no hope of finding any survivors under the rubble anymore. And as you pointed out there, Anas, many of those who are undergoing treatment in hospital are said to be in a critical condition. Therefore, there are fears that the death toll could rise further. It's already crossed 100, a very grim scenario there. We'll continue to track this story very closely with you, Anas. Thanks for bringing us all those details.